This is the IBE ID Hackathon, and basically the main idea of what we're doing here, this project, is that we're working with a company called Dormakaba, which is a company that produces a lot of doors, manufacture pieces for doors like locks and things like that. And basically what we're doing here today is redesigning a door that is more efficient and more friendly for people with disabilities. When I first heard about the project, I thought it was going to be pretty interesting working with Dormakaba, knowing that I just visited them about a couple weeks ago. I got to see like their manufacturing process, and I got to see like their company operations, which I thought was pretty cool. In terms of relating to the project of helping people with disabilities, I actually have a sister who has special needs, and she's in a wheelchair, so I relate to this problem, I'd say like a good amount. And when I saw that, I knew it was a pretty good project, a pretty good fit for me.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest takeaway is that we do not all operate the same way. As far as a designer goes, we are definitely in the creative mind. We think a little bit differently, how it's going to look, how it's going to function, and at the end goal, and like how is it going to look to somebody that doesn't really get the whole picture. But IBE students, on the other hand, are kind of looking at it how potentially it works. What are the costs? What are the kind of the business strategies behind it? They're looking at it as kind of the other side of the product management kind of scope, I would think. So you're kind of getting both sides, which is interesting.
The goal of the IBE Hackathon, where in a very short amount of time, they encounter a problem, they think about the customers, they think about all the constraints, they think about different solutions, and then they come up with what is the best solution, keeping in mind what is feasible, what can be implemented, what is the business case for it, what is the cost, and will it make profit for the company. The neat thing about this project is these students know about the design thinking principles, so they teach the IB students about strategic design thinking. They help our students to think through the design process.
This is a good practice of putting their knowledge, like their learning, into practice, because they're learning how to take a leadership role and like how to convince people to be more creative. So like in this process and the methodology, they are helping other people to think differently.